Debut in midfield, and two other teenagers, Damien Spencer and Coyote Adejayi, were on the bench for the first time. Old man Brian Tinian returned after suspension, and Peter Beadle also came back to partner Tony Thorpe in attack.
Pointed backpedalling. Then cleared by Pearce. Beadle. Started the game so well, but has drifted out of it a little bit now. Tinian, back to him. He's run onto the ball well there. Found a bit of space. He's got Hill in support. He chooses Tinian again, though, who drives it forward. Well, that will count as City's first shot on target. 27 minutes it's taken. Tinian tries to start things again for City. Murray. And still. Cross looking for Millen. Just couldn't get there. Still no chance here. Clist. Scrambled away. Well, City continue to play some attractive football and pleasing football, but just can't get the final touch. Murray to Beadle. Chance for Thorpe, well charged down, still Thorpe, 1-0. Thorpe's 7th goal of the season finally separates the sides, and after more than 400 minutes in league football, we see a goal at Ashton Gate. Endeavour from Thorpe and endeavour from his team finally saw the ball break, and a snapshot gives City the lead 2 minutes before the break. Flicked on well by Thorpe. Murray, good position for Murray, and still 2-0. Wonderful goal. And like the proverbial red bus, goals now coming in pairs for Bristol City after a very long wait. Cleared by Pearce. Like a bit of climbing by Holland, but went unnoticed. Oh, now two clash together, Bernal and Holland. Lack of calling. Still though City have possession, more importantly. Well, they did. Williams. Tinian. Shows the mettle of this side, and he's got plenty of players in support. What is Thorpe? Just a fraction too long. Tinian taking more and more control of this game. Beadle. Good effort from Beadle. Forces a save from Mark Gale, who really wasn't expecting a shot. Reeves. Good reverse ball to Perkins. Not a bad ball from him either. And Wilkinson really should have got that on target. Clist in support. That's a good ball. Finds Holland. Gets away from the defender well. Here's Beadle! Another lovely piece of pass and move football. Possession play from City, which has been so impressive this afternoon. Williams. Tinian. Holland. With bags of space. And Tinian. Even more space. Beadle! 3-0! And Peter Beadle has deserved it. And so too has Brian Tinian for the assist. It's Beadle's 6th goal of the season in his comeback game, and it's given City all 3 points for certain.
I was pleased to get the shout to come back in the side. I know there's been a lot of people writing and saying a lot of things about the forwards at this club and being under pressure and one thing and another. But one thing we do know here is we've not been put under any pressure, and obviously to come back into the side and to get a goal straight back in is always nice.
How good a performance do you think that was today?
I think it's the best performance since we took over. Certainly in creating chances and taking them. I think it's, from our point of view, it's been a relief, really.
It was a good team performance. That was the thing about today. There's no real individual stars.
Well, that's been the emphasis anyway from us taking over, that they're all in it together, they all play for each other and share the glory. I think that's what...
Who made the starting lineup after undergoing treatment during the week. Also fit and well were left-back Mickey Bell and their energetic midfield discovery Simon Clist. So City were able to keep the side which beat Chesterfield 3-0 last week. This report by Richard Latham.
Mickey Bell's fitness was a boost to City, and he was the first to strike for goal in what proved a pretty one-sided game. City dominated from the start, but it wasn't Tony Thorpe's day in front of goal. This one of several chances that went begging. Some slick approach play delighted the travelling fans. Thorpe's cross-come shot just eluded Scott Murray at the far post. City were passing the ball with confidence and accuracy, giving a pedestrian home defence problems with virtually every attack. The breakthrough had to come, and it did on 21 minutes. More good interplay saw Paul Holland release Murray, and the Scot finished coolly for the second successive game. 1-0 to the visitors, and already it could have been 2 or 3. Holland's influence on City's displays is growing, along with Murray's goal tally. Blackpool had rarely threatened, but Billy Mercer had to be alert to turn aside John Hill's powerful drive. The equaliser came out of the blue, literally as far as Mercer was concerned, as he was caught out by the swirling wind, and John Murphy made the most of a rare lapse. You can count Mercer's mistake since he joined City on the fingers of one goalkeeping glove, but that didn't ease the frustration at a level half-time scoreline. It didn't take long for the lead to be regained, Keith Millen's looping header proving an unlikely match winner. City have lost only once in 15 league games since Millen was signed from Watford. Typically reliable at the back, his second goal for the club was an added bonus, appreciated by the fans. Blackpool did their best to respond, and the blustery conditions again caused City problems, leading to a chance for their former winger Junior Bent, on as a substitute. While Mercer gave his defence a gentle reminder that the game wasn't won, former Swindon boss Steve McMahon tried to plot a way back for his struggling team. Still, it was City who looked the more likely scorers. Murray's shot bringing in an orthodox save from Tony Craig, and almost an own goal from Clark Carlisle. Another near miss, but that didn't worry City's travelling army, as the caretaker management team took their unbeaten run to an impressive 6 games.
And Ashton Gate at the moment. Now officially in charge until May, Tony Forthrop is hoping they can win the one game which now stands between them and the final of the Auto Windscreen Shield.
You'd give your right leg to get to Wembley, wouldn't you? And I would think if we get there, we're going to take 40,000-50,000 from Bristol. So it's great for us as a club, it's great for the city, as a city. And it's not just about getting to Wembley, we might still be in the playoffs and all.
Last night's Auto Windscreen Shield victory was City's 5th win in 7 games under the new regime. The opener came after a long clearance by Billy Mercer, finished by Peter Beadle. Then Tony Thorpe made it 2-0 before half-time. Thorpe continued his revival since Tony Pulis's departure with a rare header. And after an excellent long pass by Brian Tinian, Scott Murray again showed some fine finishing to make it 4-0. It could have been more.
we're starting to press the ball higher up the field. We're closing teams down better, and when we get it, we're keeping it better. And I think that's the key factors. And we're getting people forward more. We're supporting the front men, and they're having a great time up there, and they're scoring the goals they deserve.
City fans endured a grim first half to the season. Now with Wembley and a place in the promotion playoffs, both possibilities, the clouds seem to be clearing.
Over Reading in midweek attracted a crowd of over 10,000, most of them hoping to see that rare event at Ashton Gate this season, a home league win. The commentator is Phil Duffel.
Bristol City are unbeaten at home all season and unbeaten in 7 league and cup games under their caretaker management regime. So it's a sizable challenge facing their fellow playoff hopefuls, Notts County, today. Just one team change made by Tony Forthrop for City, with John Burns coming into midfield to replace Paul Holland, who's picked up an ankle injury. But it's a measure of the transition at Ashton Gate this season that only Bell and Tinian sport shirt numbers from the original list of 1 to 11. Quite a week already for the home side Simon Clist. The teenager now has a new 3.5-year contract in his pocket, as well as a place in centre midfield. Top of the table early this season, Notts County have made life difficult for themselves with results like this week's home defeat by bottom club Cambridge. Despite that setback, it's an unchanged team. Ian Richardson passed fit after a check on his foot injury, and former City man Gary Hours lines up against his old club. Visitors County then in all blue get the game underway. Remember, there were 8 goals shared between these two teams first time they met. And Preston's Phil Richards is our referee today. This is Liebird for Notts County. That's a good reverse ball to find Pearce, the full-back motoring forward. In towards Dyer, and Rapley now. Just a moment of alarm in the home defence, but they sorted themselves out pretty quickly. That's good work by Beadle. Now Mickey Bell. Thorpe just dropping off the defence. Good 1-2. Tony Thorpe. Ward called into action for the first time. There was some smashing link-up play in that move. Murray with the clearance. It'll be picked up by Richardson. Dyer the target for the cross. Free header for him, and in by Tierney. What a save by Billy Mercer. It was a fine strike too by the county midfield man. Mercer maybe didn't see it till late and just managed to turn it around the post. It's a good touch on by Beadle. Of course, he's not in the middle now, but Thorpe is, and it's actually a defender who's turned it in. It's 1-0 to Bristol City. But despite their celebrations, it's a county player who scored it. Richard Holmes with the involuntary touch, which took the ball past his own goalkeeper. A desperate moment for the young defender, with just the tonic the home team needed. It doesn't matter how they go in, as long as they go in. 1-0 Bristol City. Dyer's pass was too short, on by Murray for Thorpe, great chance, and finished so coolly by Tony Thorpe. He's into double figures for the season. More importantly, it's 2-0 on the day for Bristol City, and that was suicide as far as Notts County are concerned. You can't give a quality striker time and space to pick his spot. They did it, and Tony Thorpe made them pay. 2-0 to the home side. Beadle, bit of juggling. Burnell feeds Murray. Beats his man, good cross. Beadle is there, didn't fall for him. Thorpe miscued horribly. Well, they could have scored 3 in 10 minutes. And now for Tinian. Thorpe begins his run. Beautifully picked out. Excellent work though by Richardson. City turning the screw. Murray now. Burns. Murray once more. Well hit. Well gathered in. That was casual from Bell. He could be made to pay. This is Hughes. County with 2 men over. Rapley. Ramage inside him. Here's Lieberd. It's 2-1. And Richard Lieberd gives Notts County a lifeline. Again, it stemmed from a defensive mistake initially. And County finally working the shooting opportunity. And it was dispatched high into the net. It's game on. Derby leaping with Millen. Hours helps it on. And Thorpe was guilty of waiting for the ball to come to him. And now it's with Lieberd, Notts County's goal scorer. Inside Bell. Fullback just managed to get a touch, did he? Well, it's been given as a penalty. And from my view, Mickey Bell clearly played the ball. He cannot believe that decision, but the referee has pointed to the spot, and by complaining, City players will only get themselves into trouble, though I have every sympathy for them. On first view, that looked a shocking decision by the referee. Referee Richards is not the most popular man at Ashton Gate right now. It's going to be Hughes against Mercer. 2-2. And Ashton Gate is stunned. Rapley against Millen. Still there, Rapley. Away only as far as Ramage, is it? No, Hill got there first. Really good work by Mercer, who's not 100% fit. Having taken a blow early on, his reactions were up to the job there for Bristol City. Now, instant red card. Derby is sent off. An explosive end to an explosive second half. Ramage. It's all over, it's finished 2-2, but you can forget all the football because all the talk will be about referee Richards and his decision to award a 78th minute penalty converted by Andy Hughes, given away by Mickey Bell, and that's the goal that means the final score here at Ashton Gate is Bristol City 2, Notts County 2, but they'll be talking about it for a long, long time. Disappointing in the end, and I'm sure only one topic of conversation in the dressing room at the moment.
Yeah, the lads are all very disappointed. We've come in 2-0 at half-time, and I think, to be honest, we were lucky to be 2-0 up. And in the end, I think we were hanging on for the point.
But wasn't helped by that penalty decision.
Well, I was right next, and I thought Mickey Bell, I think he got a good touch on the ball, and as you can see by the crowd's reaction, I think most of them thought it was a good tackle, but he was just getting on with these things and hopefully get 3 points on Tuesday.
I think the pictures will show us as clear-cut a non-penalty as you'll ever see.
Well, I haven't seen the pictures yet, but you obviously know, so yeah, we're absolutely devastated.
And from where we were situated, it looked as though there's absolutely no way there's a penalty, and that Mickey Bell has actually defended very well. But you never know until you see the video. So I would really not to make any comment until we've seen the video. But from where we were, it looked very, very doubtful. decision.
I mean, there's no point going on about it. It's done now. They've taken the penalty and scored it, and I think everybody knows that it wasn't a penalty. But like, we can't harp on about it now. It's done now. They've taken the penalty and scored. They've drawn the game, and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, but it is a nasty way to lose 3 points.
No, I think we would concede that we never really got started from the beginning, and being 2-0 up was not a reflection on the overall territorial advantage. No, we've played badly from beginning to end, really, and the players are aware of it, and we're aware of it. But it's a learning process we're going through, you know. I mean,
it's these draws at home that have really killed you all season, isn't it?
Yeah, I was listening to the radio last night, and I heard we've only lost one game more than Rovers, and they're up in the playoffs. And so obviously we've dropped 2 points near enough every second week. But we've been on a good run lately, so if we can keep getting the 3 points.
Run, which goes back to Boxing Day. Almost 10,000 spectators were there, among them our match commentator, Phil Duffel.
Thoughts of a possible Wembley Cup final won't be too far away for these players, but first it's down to business in the league. And following their 10th goalless draw of the season, City have made changes at the heart of the team. Out go Simon Clist and Ivan Tistamitanu. The replacements reflect the club's increasing emphasis on youth, with Matt Hewlett and Aaron Brown taking charge of centre midfield. Teenager Brown is starting for City for the first time since the opening day of the season. In between, he's been on loan at Exeter, City's cup opponents here, of course, on Tuesday night. And the Brown family also has younger brother Marvin included among the subs. No Steve Torpey for Scunthorpe today. The former Bristol City striker has succumbed to a late knee injury, but his deputy is no stranger to Bristol. Guy Ipua scored a few vital goals for Rovers last season before moving north in the summer. And his strike partner is Brian Quayle, who last week got his first goal for Scunthorpe since joining them from West Brom. We're underway then at Ashton Gate, the home side chasing a league double, of course. 2-1 winners at Scunthorpe. A rare Steve Jones goal on that occasion, the difference between the two teams. He, of course, back at Bristol City now, but not involved this afternoon. And the whistleblower today, referee Keith Hill, who comes from Hertfordshire. Good atmosphere inside the ground this afternoon. You sense there's an air of expectation ahead of the cup game to come. City, of course, haven't given up on Wembley in the playoffs yet either, and Tinian forcing the keeper into an error, and Beadle over the top. To be fair to him, the goalkeeper got another touch. It wasn't as bad a miss as it first looked. The goalkeeper, Tom Evans, with a very shaky start. And Bristol City very nearly presented with the opening goal. Carey comes positively to meet the ball, and it's swept wide by Hewlett. Down the line is Tinian. Checks inside the defender. Bell with the cross. It's a good one, and the keeper decides to punch. And so far, Tom Evans has looked less than confident. By Hewlett. City scrapping for everything. Brown now. Options left side. Bell is in acres of space. He's been found by Tinian. The shot could be on. Keeper spilled it again, and Stanton helps him out this time. Well, that's 3 times in the first 5 minutes that Tom Evans' handling has been less than 100%. Now comes the switch, does it? It's with Carey. In fact, he's going right through the middle. Carey going all the way. Well, he's yet to score for Bristol City, Lewis Carey. That's probably just about as close as he's come. Still the pressure is on. Tinian's cross this time. Scunthorpe just cannot clear their lines convincingly. Every time they play the ball forward, it's returned by a red shirt. Harsley. do finally cross halfway, but again it's picked up by Bristol City. Murray now to run against Howsham. Pulled back for Beadle, is it? No, it's Thorpe now. 1-0. Tony Thorpe. Once again, the Bristol City talisman. Now, credit to Scott Murray for his work in the build-up. Cross missed out Beadle, but once Tony Thorpe got it, he didn't miss out. It's his 11th goal for Bristol City, and what a fine finisher he is in and around the penalty area. Two Scunthorpe players going for the same ball. Perhaps a measure of the disarray the visitors are in so far. Bell forward, good break from midfield by Brown. Logan in trouble, it's Aaron Brown. Into the middle, Thorpe, surely! Well, how did he miss? I don't think he knows, and I don't think anyone else in the stadium does either. It was served up on a plate. There's a wry smile from Thorpe, but Brown couldn't have done anything more. And somehow the ace goal scorer turns villain. Hewlett. Thorpe's away, flag stays down, Tony Thorpe. Well, he could so easily have had a hat-trick already. Millen. Nicely done by Tinian for Murray. Again, the red shirts start to stream forward, and Murray going all the way. It's a solo special from Scott Murray, and it's 2-0. What a terrific goal. Well, that's the way to beat the offside trap. If you don't play the ball, you don't play anybody offside. And Murray, with a spectacular run and finish, collects his 7th goal of the season and puts daylight between the teams. Hodges again. Nice chest control. This is Quayle. That's a terrific goal for Scunthorpe United. A real bolt from the blue. And Brian Quayle with as good a finish as you'll see. It's nicely done. It's Hodges, infield for Quayle. Mercer called into action. That was a really good chance for Scunthorpe. The home keeper equal to the challenge. This is the captain, Chris Hope. Carey's header clear. Walker picks it up. Driven in low, and only inches wide by Andy Dawson. Scunthorpe corner towards Logan, and off the line. Terrific work by Scott Murray, the scorer of Bristol City's 2nd goal, becomes the saviour of perhaps a 2nd goal against them. Walker away from Hewlett. Oh, it's off the post. Extraordinary escape. Well, how lucky were Bristol City then? They'd switched off. The long-range drive, it took a deflection and it hammered against the woodwork. Well, there goes the final whistle. It is Bristol City's 5th home win in the league this season, but it was mighty close in the end. They played some marvellous stuff first half. Goals from Thorpe and Murray appeared to put them in the driving seat, but it really was a struggle second half when Scunthorpe hit the post and Murray there cleared one off the goal line. Extraordinary game in the end. The final score, Bristol City 2, Scunthorpe United 1.
It would take so many supporters to Wembley they could make £500,000 in gate receipts, and that's before taking into account other benefits like sponsorship and souvenir sales. So a very big game for both West Country clubs tonight, as we join our match commentator, Phil Duffel.
A thunderous ovation greets both teams. There's a big crowd and a big prize awaiting the winners over 2 legs. Third Division Exeter are very much the underdogs, while for Bristol City, winners of this competition in a former guise in 1986, Ashton Gate expect. Bristol City are unchanged tonight. Peter Beadle and Scott Murray both shrugging off injury worries to take their places in a now familiar-looking lineup. Billy Mercer, ever present in goal since arriving from Chesterfield, has already made his mark in this competition with a couple of important penalty saves, while Beadle, if you count his shootout success, has scored in every round so far. But Murray's the man of the moment for Bristol City. The attacking midfielders netted 4 goals in the last 6 games, and on Saturday demonstrated his all-round improvement with a match-saving goal-line clearance. The visitors have had several changes enforced on them, with Darren Rowbottom, John Cornforth and former Bristol Rovers man Frankie Bennett all cup-tied. Ex-City keeper Stuart Naylor is also ruled out, so Jason Matthews plays in goal. The 2 familiar names on the team sheet are the one-time Rovers pair David Lee and Graham Power. Defender Chris Curran likes the West Country air. Before Exeter he played for Torquay and Plymouth. He's also been to Wembley with his 2 previous clubs, so stands on the verge of a notable hat-trick. And appropriately enough, given the recent rain, today's referee is Tony Leake. A highly charged atmosphere then as Exeter City, the Grecians playing in purple tonight, get the game underway. It's Bristol City very much the form side though. They're unbeaten in the last 14, whereas Exeter have really struggled of late and slipped down the Division 3 table. Murray nicely brought under control, but he lost out to Power. It's a challenge by the Rovers man. That's Beadle with a shot. One ex-Rovers man profiting a slight lapse by the other there. Power initially had it, then lost it, and Power in the shot from Beadle. Beadle with a good header on, away by Richardson, the Exeter captain. Murray against Power. You can see the ticker tape on the pitch. That's Murray with the shot. Again, comfortably fielded by the goalkeeper. And maybe shoot on sight, the City policy. Scored a cracker on Saturday, and he's in the mood for goals, is Murray. Forward by Neymar. Header clear by Bristol City skipper Millen. You would expect it to be pretty combative early on, and you'd expect Exeter to have to do the bulk of the defending. Because it doesn't always work out as you expect, especially in the cup. This is Hewlett. Brown with a step over. Beadle allowed it to pass over his head. It's through for Murray. Players waiting in the box. This is Thorpe. Wonderful start for Bristol City. They're one step along the M4 to Wembley already. 3 minutes played. Tony Thorpe with the goal, and the party has started early. It's a peach of a ball from Murray, and where was the defence? A free header, and Thorpe makes them pay. 12 goals for Bristol City now. The £1 million misfit is suddenly fitting in very nicely. Whether this is tactical or not, but Exeter making a very early change. Steve Black is on, and it's Graham Power who's been withdrawn. Oh, lovely switch by Tinian for Brown. Towards Peter Beadle, keeper got his fingertips to it, it'll come from Murray, and now Thorpe again. Not quite a carbon copy of the goal. Matthews just did enough initially to take it away from Beadle, and when the cross came back in, unlike the goal, Thorpe couldn't find the power in his header. This is Carey. First time for Murray, he's in behind the defence once more. Thorpe again, almost hit his own player. Oh, Bristol City are carving out the chances, and more often than not it's Tony Thorpe on the end of them. Murray again with the supply. Was it the defender or was it Beadle in the way? It was a combination of both. Header in by Flack, Beadle's back there defending. Exeter's best spell so far. City back for the first time, really. Neymar jumping, but not a convincing header. Bit of room left side for Tinian. 1-2 with Thorpe. Tinian, that's nicely done. Couldn't lift it past the first defender. Burnell leaping, and the keeper had to punch. It's away for another corner. Fists first there for Jason Matthews. Flighted ball by Tinian. Burnell got the touch, and the keeper was taking no chances. Now does the keeper come? Well, he uses his head, quite literally. Now he'll have to rush back. It's Neymar trying from distance. Sliced over his own bar by Millen. A strange sequence of events that was. Exeter player flattened in it all, I think, was Inglethorpe. It was a three-way battle for the ball. Mercer got there and took no prisoners. And Millen, a relieved man. Inglethorpe's looking a little less lively, and judging by the way he's holding his left arm, that's a nasty injury. I doubt very much whether he will be able to continue. Moving in field. Exeter holding their shape well. Bell now with the cross towards Scott Murray, far post. And now Thorpe back to goal. Can he turn? Well, he's ended up in a heap on the floor. No chance of a penalty though. And Rees to launch the counter. Finds Alexander. Only Speakman ahead of him. Substitute facing two defenders. That's a good ball into the middle, and Mercer called into action for the first time. Alexander didn't really get hold of it. It's good work by the sub, but the man on loan from West Ham would have expected to do better. Alexander quite literally on his knees. It's a mighty scramble. Ref is right on top of it and will do well to sort it out. A few players getting needlessly involved. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and the ball in there somewhere. Bell. Gets it back from Brown. Time almost up. Hewlett forced to change direction. Well, so far so good for Bristol City. They had the perfect start with a goal after only 3 minutes from ace goal scorer Tony Thorpe. They've had a few more chances but haven't really built on it. Half-time score at Ashton Gate. It's Bristol City 1, Exeter City 0. Join us for the second half right after this break. Bristol City are a goal to the good, but surely looking to build more of a cushion to take to Exeter for the return leg in a fortnight's time. The visitors, for their part, well, they haven't won away from home since October, and they really do have it all to do at Ashton Gate now. Trailing by a goal to nil, Tony Thorpe with the effort that divides the teams. First infringement, second half, goes City's way. Kick quickly taken. This is Joe Burnell. Touch on by the goal scorer Thorpe, but no profit for the home team that time. Aaron Brown. Good challenge by Rees in midfield. Break is on now with McConnell. It's just about the most advanced position he's got into so far tonight. He's a former striker turned fullback, so he knows his way up the field. This is the captain, Richardson, and that was very careless. Beadle didn't make the most of it. Good opening for Bristol City. Bad choice of pass from Beadle. Murray and Neymar together. David Lee looking to change the direction of the attack. And McConnell unable to take it in his stride. There's an increasing belief amongst the Exeter City players, though, that they can get something out of this game. They need to defend now. On for Beadle. Keeper made himself big, and the striker denied. Flag is up for offside. And what a good chance it was. Released by Thorpe, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Any part of the body will do. Tinian now to deliver the cross. Appeals for handball, turned away. Bell. City probing once more. Thorpe's first touch wasn't good, but he was determined enough to win it back. That's a fine ball for Aaron Brown. Shame about the cutback. It was the right idea. Wrong result. Still the red shirt swarm forward. Brown is in now. Right across goal. And how he would have enjoyed that moment. Bearing down on goal. He did well to hit it across the keeper, but he missed the far post. Anxious moments on the bench as well as on the field. Lee on the volley. Well, he scored a couple of goals for Bristol Rovers last season. The radar was somewhat off target that time. Thorpe skips away from Curran, looks to release Murray far side. Keeper thought about coming, then stayed. Beadle! 2-0. Murray again the supplier, and this time Peter Beadle the executioner. Well, I said at the start he's scored in every round if you count his penalty shootout. He's done the trick again after more good work by Scott Murray. In off the woodwork, but they all count. Exeter torn apart by the crossfield ball. And the inviting centre dispatched with some relish by Peter Beadle. Those twin towers loom ever closer. Murray. Oh, he's tormenting Exeter. Again, Beadle and Tinian await in the middle. He's bypassed them both. Terrific work again by Murray. They simply haven't got an answer to his pace. That time there was no one in the middle to stick it in the net. Murray. It's a red flood now coming towards Exeter. Oh, I say, what a magnificent finish! Saturday's goal was good, Tuesday's is even better. Mighty milked the moment. Another fantastic cameo from Scott Murray. And Ashton Gate is on its feet. Well, the defenders backed off and Murray needed no second invitation. Fantastic. Well, he must fancy finishing the season as top scorer, the form he's in at the moment. That's a peach. Trying to hold off Speakman. Reese in there tigerishly. Murray. The referee is going to pull play back for an incident that happened further down the field. He's coming across to chat with his assistant, Mr. Williams. Steve Flack, yellow card, red card, and good night. It's going from bad to worse for Exeter City. Off the ball incident, off the field, Steve Flack. Connell, nicely around Tinian. Alexander, Buckle. Lee Millen steps forward. Murray released, they won't catch him now. Tinian's trying to keep with him, no one else is bothering. And do they need to? Well, it's inches wide. Scintillating play again, and a standing ovation. Well, it's Ryan Giggs-like the way he's leaving them trailing in his wake. It was a good save by the keeper, to be fair. Oh, free header! 4-0. First ever goal for Joe Burnell. And Bristol City are having it all their own way. Exeter a man short and Burnell took advantage with a bullet header. Murray's been flattened over on the far side. A steward's gone with him. And the referee is in there. It's another red card and it's threatening to boil over now. Keith Millen and Billy Mercer sensibly drawing players away. But it's a rash challenge. It's very high, very late and worthy of a dismissal. Nicely played into the path of Thorpe. Brown was awaiting in the middle. He may yet find the ball arrives. It's with Murray. Side netting this time. Well, the final whistle has gone. Celebrations for Bristol City. But Exeter City's problems are not over yet. Kofi Nearmar, 2 yellows and a red, and they finish the night with just 8 men. A night of shame then for Exeter, joy for Bristol.
So an emphatic victory for Bristol City, and I suppose we can now think about checking out those dressing rooms at Wembley. Well, to talk us through tonight's game, I'm joined by Leroy Rossignol. Congratulations, first of all. Are you going to give us cliches that it's only half-time, or are you going to start checking out the suits?
No, well, it is. You know, it was a good performance tonight, and you know, deservedly won 4-0. But we've still got enough to go down there and be professional. And between then and then, we've got 3 games in the league.
It could have been more than 4, to be fair, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could have been. It was at the end of the day. You know, it was difficult for them. I think they got very frustrated with the sendings off. But we played particularly well. You know, we had a dodgy period where the passing went off the boil. But as soon as we started to move it a bit quicker and the movement was good, then we created chances, and it could have been more.
Scott Murray's in the form of his life. What are you feeding him?
It's all down to him. He's working hard at his game. He's finding more space to play in the system that we're playing, because of making the pitch nice and big for him, and with the pace that he's got, he's exploiting that at the moment. But you know, as he has done it during the week, he's given the credit to the rest of the team. He's part of a team, and they're all given their working hard within that framework.
So you won't be taking a foot off the gas for the second leg?
No, definitely not. You know, it's about going to the game as if it was 0-0 and making sure we go and have a professional performance and make sure we get there.
I understand congratulations in order as well, because the 3 of you have been announced tonight as Manager of the Month.
Well, yeah, between Tony has, and between the 3 of us, you know, we're going to share it around, which is nice. But that, as we just said in the dressing room, you know, it's really all down to the players. We should give it to the players because they worked extremely hard for us while we've been in charge, and you know, we'd like to give them the credit because they deserve it.
Missing a full team tonight, with no less than 11 players either injured, cup-tied or suspended. Notable names who have been selected, though, include the former Bristol Rovers duo Graham Power and David Lee, and defender John Gittins, who's been to Wembley before with Swindon Town. Swansea-born Rob Speakman leads a makeshift Exeter attack. He's scored 4 goals so far this season, but all of them after coming on as a substitute. It's a kind of homecoming for Bristol City teenager Aaron Brown, who enjoyed a stint on loan with Exeter earlier this season. He also scored in their only home win in the league in the year 2000. And he's the only team change in what looks like a relatively inexperienced City lineup for such a big game, with Bell and Tinian again missing through injury, and Peter Beadle only fit enough to take a place on the bench. Murray, Thorpe and Burnell, the other scorers from the first leg, all start. And tonight's referee has had a long journey south. He's Mike Dean from the Wirral. A comfortable cushion then for Bristol City as they get tonight's return leg underway, hoping it'll be all white on the night in their change colours. Exeter City, of course, playing in their usual red and white stripes, and really the home side need a miracle. If you look in the history books, they did beat Bristol City 4-0 here in 1982, and they need something of similar proportions tonight. But even the most optimistic of Grecian's fans, I think, will put down their Wembley hopes as ancient history already, and certainly there aren't too many Exeter fans in the ground tonight. Bristol City, by contrast, have sold their full allocation. Exeter fans nearly having something to cheer with, but City stemming the first red and white flood. War has won the free kick for a little shirt tug. He's looked quite lively for the home side so far. Can they trouble Steve Phillips? Gittins is among the players who've made their way forward from the back as McConnell drills the kick in. Was aimed at Gittins, comes through for Lee instead. Bristol City at full stretch. Drilled in, but into the side netting. Half a chance for Speakman. It was Lee who played the ball all the way across the 18-yard box, no touch. And Speakman, with just half a sight of goal, sliced it off the outside of the boot. Millen clear. Again, Spencer looking for the knock-on, but Thorpe is definitely playing in a more withdrawn role, so he's not often alongside his strike colleague. Exeter look to be preparing for a long throw from the skipper Curran. They've got Lee up in the penalty area, who's 6 foot plus, looking to get on the end of this. And the chance for the home side and turned in. Exeter City get the early goal they wanted. Just the start the Grecians needed, and it has at least made a game of it. Something then for the Exeter fans to cheer at last in this tie. Long throw from Curran. It was an Exeter head which met it, and Speakman's there to rifle it home from close range. Steve Phillips didn't really have a chance. Bristol City guilty not only of failing to win the first ball, but of failing to react to the second. It's 1-0 Exeter. Defending for Bristol City to do now. Well, it paid dividends last time. Why not give it to Curran and get him to hurl it into the penalty area once more? Different side of the pitch this time. Exeter City, no doubt, hoping it'll be the same result. Certainly gets good length on it. Brown's back there defending. Gittins with the header. And it was off War in the end, straight into the arms of a grateful Phillips. By Lee, and War making life difficult for Burnell here, and what will the referee do? Well, he had a look at it, and in the end said it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Well, the striker was definitely goal side, and Burnell may be lucky. Clearance, not the best, and of course it was his mistake at the weekend which let Gillingham in for the goal. I don't know whether that's possibly still preying on his mind. Bristol City as a whole have been a little off colour in their last few games, and that's the way they've started again this evening. And after a quiet start themselves, it's Exeter City now who are asking all the questions, and most of them from these long throws by the captain. Shot coming in, and again gratefully gathered by Phillips. It was Breslin that time, and yet again it came from a long throw. City don't seem to have sorted themselves out as to how they're going to deal with this potential threat. And number 13, unlucky on that occasion. Brown challenging. Support from Tistamitanu, but ran into trouble in the shape of 2 red and white shirts, and the follow-up challenge was unfair. Free kick for the foul on Breslin. Gittins, Breslin. It's a last chance now perhaps for Exeter to mount a serious attack in the first half. They're all piling forward, and it's guess who to deliver the long throw right into the heart of the penalty area. This time City defend it a bit better, and the volley looked close, but in truth was well wide from Curran. certainly worth a strike. Maybe he should have thrown it. He's been pretty accurate with his hands. Well, there's no need to panic just yet for Bristol City, but they haven't played terribly well in the first 45 minutes. Exeter City lead by 1-0. Rob Speakman there, the goal scorer after half an hour. City have hardly had a shot on the Exeter goal. Of course, they do have that cushion. It's now a 3-goal aggregate advantage. The half-time score at St James Park. Exeter City 1, Bristol City 0. We'll be back for more after this break. Welcome back then as Exeter City get things underway in the second half. The home side a goal to the good, but needing another 3 to force extra time. Bristol City, for their part, hoping there'll be no more alarms as they try to book a trip to Wembley for the first time since 1987. With the first free kick of the second half. Spencer was the target. Brown will retrieve it. Tistimitanu to deliver the cross. It's a good one too. Only a glancing header though by Thorpe. As he made the clearance. Bristol City are making a change. Spencer off, Beadle on. So perhaps a bit more of a cutting edge now for Bristol City. Plenty of flags and banners amongst the Bristol City fans. Not too much noise at the moment. Caretaker management making another change now. Tistimitanu to be replaced by Simon Clist. Another fresh pair of legs in that midfield area. Into the danger area, Thorpe nearly got there. Murray arriving almost unnoticed, couldn't quite turn it goalwards, but at least Bristol City are showing signs of posing a greater threat second half. It was Clist, the substitute, nearly making an instant impact. War back to Buckle, then on first time by Rees. Referee taking a long, hard look at it, but he's happy to let play go on. It's a bit of a minefield in that central midfield area, but it's Exeter who emerge with the ball. McConnell keep it in play. Hill to go and close him down, but it's a good cross near post. Phillips didn't gather, and he was grateful that a defender could belt it away. Speakman nearly in for his second of the night. Terrific cross. The striker prepared to gamble, and the goalkeeper, well, he needed the help of a colleague. Terry into overdrive, just sees it back to Phillips. It's in midfield where Bristol City need to get some kind of a hold on this match. Exeter with the likes of Paul Buckle and Jason Rees are certainly bossing it in that area. Beadle with a touch on for Thorpe. Now it's Brown. Pass forced the keeper wide, and it wasn't a good clearance. Can Bristol City find a way through? Well, not like that, they can't. So disappointing in front of goal this evening, Bristol City. Looked so potent in the first leg. They've spent most of tonight on the back foot. Lee forward. Good old-fashioned up and under. Bristol City are making life difficult for themselves. And they've failed to clear their lines convincingly. That's better. Beadle putting the goalkeeper under pressure, and he may yet benefit. It'll be a strange goal, but it is a goal for Peter Beadle, and surely now Bristol City are going to Wembley. All doubts removed. Beadle, who's got a magical touch in this competition, does it again. It's his 5th goal. That's if you count the one he got from the penalty spot in the shootout. It was certainly the strangest one so far, but it's all down to determination. Charged down the keeper's clearance, won the race and tucked it away. Jason Matthews won't want to see that too often. Peter Beadle delighted with the outcome. Always reverberating around the ground now. It's all being made by the travelling supporters. Murray, lovely turn. Thorpe trying to measure it across the face of the goal, settles for the corner instead. It's taken Bristol City a long time to get going. All of a sudden they're looking the part. Super turn. Exeter just with enough bodies back. Exeter wanting to take the kick quickly. Bristol City doing their best to prevent that happening. Change of angle, this is Power. Looking for the head of Blake. Just about got through to Phillips. Well, that's the aerial threat posed by the player manager. The left foot delivery from Power. Blake showing some power of his own in the air. And Phillips, well, there were 2 players looking to get a touch. Keeper got there first. Burnell to Clist. Hill offering himself. Now Brown. Opening up for the shot. Well, not his strongest side. Worth a go from that distance, but always ballooning well over the top. Has gone down in a heap. The referee has ignored the incident and play is carrying on. Whipped into the area and a good downward header, only just wide of the post. Well, Rees has had a terrific game. It would maybe have been some reward for him if he'd managed to find the corner. City caught sleeping, and one of the smallest men on the park with a free header. Just helped on its way in by Ellington. Well, maybe he should have done better. There goes the final whistle. Bristol City are indeed on their way to Wembley. They've not exactly done it with a flourish tonight, but Peter Beadle, who's being mobbed by supporters, got the all-important goal. It was Rob Speakman who'd briefly given Exeter City hope after 30 minutes of the first half, but once Beadle got his 9th goal of the season, and perhaps his strangest, charging down an attempted clearance by the goalkeeper, the passage of Bristol City to the final of the Auto Windscreen Shield was never really in doubt. A bit of an anti-climax in all truth, the game, but it's the bigger picture that counts, and the club look as though they're heading to a final against either Rochdale or, more likely, Stoke City, and what a terrific occasion that would be. Two very big clubs with a great tradition, and you can already see what it means to the Bristol City supporters and the players to be going to Wembley Stadium. It'll be quite a final, of course, the last one at the Wembley Stadium of old before the Twin Towers disappear, and Bristol City will no doubt be hoping they return with the trophy. The final score here tonight then, Exeter City 1, Bristol City 1, City winning 5-1 on aggregate, and they're going to Wembley.
We've got a day at Wembley. It's great for the players and the fans, especially the younger ones, and maybe the older ones that are not going to get another opportunity. But great, they've had to work hard. It hasn't been a great game, but they've come and got a result here, and we're highly delighted.
I think it's the biggest thing any player could hope for, to play at Wembley, one of the biggest stadiums in the world. And obviously, I've been there a few times watching Scotland, and it's not been a good experience. So hopefully, it'll be a better experience on the 16th April.
And I just remember the ball being played down the channel, making a run, and the keeper ran around everything all night to get it onto his left foot. So I thought, if he's going to run around it again, it's going to give me a chance to get close to him, and it did. And like I say, I've charged it down, and it's just rolled perfectly for me. Couldn't have rolled any better, right towards the goal. Just a case of chasing it and tapping it in.
It looks as though it could be Stoke City in the final, which could virtually sell out Wembley Stadium. So in ticket receipts alone, it would be £500,000 to our club, plus also the bits and pieces as far as merchandise. You know, we're going to produce perhaps a commemorative shirt and a few things to help the fans remember the occasion.
So how much are you talking about in total making from this?
Difficult to know at the moment. Obviously, it depends on if it definitely is Stoke, but we would certainly anticipate it getting up above £600,000.
Expected, Andrew Jordan made a rare start, Brian Tinian returned in midfield, and Peter Beadle reclaimed his striking role after recovering from injury. This report by Richard Latham.
Tony Forthrop elected to string 5 across midfield, with Brian Tinian playing a more central role alongside Matt Hewlett and Simon Clist. It was Hewlett's perfect through ball that set up Clist for the first chance. Gary Kelly to Oldham's rescue, Tony Thorpe with the follow-up. Oldham went close to a first-half lead when John Sheridan's free kick reached the head of Craig Dudley. Then Tinian, Clist and Hewlett combined again to test Kelly, whose save from Hewlett led to another chance for Thorpe. Not a good day in front of goal for City's top scorer. Less than a minute of the second half had gone when Oldham went in front. Andrew Jordan's attempted clearance fell for Lee Duxbury. The shot might have gone wide, but for a slight deflection off Jordan and the falling Steve Whitehall. To their credit, City fought back. The impressive Jordan launched a long ball, and Aaron Brown held off Mark Hotter to produce a finish Mr. Jordan Senior would have appreciated. It was a calamitous mistake by Hotter, but Brown wasn't complaining as he opened his City goal account, surprisingly with his right foot. City should have gone on to take all 3 points from an improved display, as Tinian timed his through ball perfectly for Thorpe. Again, Kelly came out on top, but at least the run of 3 successive league defeats was ended.
First team debut at right back with another teenager, Joe Burnell, in central defence. Another 2 played in midfield, Simon Clist and Aaron Brown. And making it 5 altogether, Damien Spencer replaced Peter Beadle in attack. Richard Latham was our reporter at the match.
Joe Burnell's early tussle with Andy Scott suggested the academy graduates might struggle physically. Former City striker Scott Partridge should have scored as early as the 2nd minute, and there were more bruising confrontations ahead. When City hit back, it was old hand Mickey Bell with a trademark free kick. Damien Spencer was relishing another chance to show his promise up front, but must be wondering why he's still waiting for his first league goal. Simon Clist's pass gave Bell room on the left, and when he threaded the ball through a statuesque Brentford defence, Spencer was totally unmarked. Jason Piercy to the visitors' rescue. With so many fresh faces in the team, mistakes were inevitable. Kevin Amankwa, making his full debut at right back, was relieved to see Steve Phillips save from Scott. Amankwa was the youngest player on view. Next to slip by Aaron Brown, a positive veteran in the team at 19, allowed Martin Rowlands to test Phillips again. A fine save by City's second-string keeper, but he was relieved after the corner that followed. Scott's kick saw Partridge get in front of Phillips to score, but referee Graham Franklin spotted an infringement. Fortunately for City and Phillips, the ball seemed to go in off Partridge's arm. The second half was a scrappy affair, and it was past the hour mark before Clist's well-weighted pass set up a chance for Bell. Spencer would have preferred a cross, and the fullback knew it. Then, from Brown's corner, Clist almost opened his goal tally with a shot that took a deflection. Striker Scott was on hand to clear. Scott Murray's rebound effort was blocked, but his luck was about to change. First came the best moment of Spencer's brief senior career. The first couple of touches weren't very elegant, but the pass was precision itself, and Murray did the rest. Another special strike from a player enjoying his best season. It was a goal Spencer and Murray could take pride in. The winger's finish was emphatic. You could almost see City's youngsters grow an inch in stature, and more goals might have followed. The impressive Clist almost came up with a classic, and Pierce's equally brilliant save did nothing to dampen the enthusiasm of Burnside's babes.
We're pleased and delighted with the fact that we've had 5 under-19s and some under-18s today, and we've physically matched them, and we've competed with them, and technically we know they're good enough. They didn't show all their technical skills today because they hurried themselves in space that we created and gave the ball away too many times, but we're highly delighted with their physical and mental performance today, and it only augurs well really for us.
Look at the side pressing for a place in the promotion playoffs, but it was City who took the early lead. Tony Thorpe's 13th of the season. Thorpe said afterwards, as a pointer for Wembley, he thought he spotted weaknesses in Stoke's defence, but it was City's back line which was shown up when Carl Lightbourne equalised after 26 minutes. And further weaknesses were exposed when Stoke's comeback continued in the form of Graham Kavanagh's strike to make it 2-1 5 minutes before half-time. But City showed spirit to come back and level it 2-2, a great through ball for Tony Thorpe, giving his side encouragement for the rematch at Wembley on the 16th of April. David Passmore, BBC News West.
And Bristol City had only won one of their last 7, but Tony Thorpe put City in front with a deflected shot on 18 minutes, his third in 2 matches. Wycombe's equaliser came from a set piece, a 23rd of the season for Sean Devine from Michael Simpson's free kick. But the Wycombe celebrations were short-lived because 3 minutes later, City snatched a winner. Tony Thorpe's shot, rebounding to Damien Spencer. Had a memorable moment for the 18-year-old with his first ever Football League goal. Wycombe 1, Bristol City 2.
Will be an indication of the team to face Stoke. Back into the starting formation came experienced first-teamers Billy Mercer, Lewis Carey, John Burns and Peter Beadle. Making way for them were youngsters Steve Phillips, Kevin Amankwa, Aaron Brown and Damien Spencer.
So it's Bristol City who get things underway on a glorious spring afternoon at Ashton Gate. with places at Wembley very much at stake. Long ball from Keith Millen. Nicely flicked on, and Tony Thorpe's got away from the defence very early and forces a very early save from Kevin Dearden. Almost a goal up after just 15 seconds. Tinian with the free kick. Met well by Jordan, and Dearden just tips it away. May well have just been going wide of the post anyway. Played by Jordan, looking for a run from Peter Beadle, who's up against Roberts, and Beadle has done really well. Again, Dearden is out well. This is Tinian. He's got bodies in the centre. There's Thorpe. Brilliantly stopped Holland, surely. And somehow Dearden has made the save. Well played forward for Russell. He's got plenty of support. He finds Robin Gibson, and that is just inches away from giving Wrexham the lead. Millen's free kick again goes long. Beadle knocks down well. Here's Holland, brilliant save. Well, Kevin Dearden has had an absolutely magnificent first half, and he's kept Wrexham in the game. Long searching ball finding Martin Chalk against Lewis Carey. Well to get the cross in. There's Russell, and that's an injury for Billy Mercer. Just got caught possibly by the boot of Keith Millen. And Russell was also involved. Minutes to go to half-time. Mercer's come a long way and was nowhere near it, and he's taken Carey to save him and clear off the line. Mercer with the goal kick. Flicked on nicely. Oh, a mistake, and here Tony Thorpe is in. That is brilliant from Tony Thorpe. 1-0. His 17th goal of the season, and he won't have scored any better than that. And the management, not surprisingly, delighted with the finish. A poor mistake, but what a magnificent shot that is. Deservedly giving City the lead. Crunching challenge, picked up by Chalk. This is Russell. Ball in from Ferguson. And this is McGregor. Charged down well by Tinian, forcing the ball wide. The header just got caught in the face. Play though carries on, and here's Beadle. 2-0. Well, whatever Thorpe can do, Beadle can match it. A puff of the cheeks, and a quite magnificent goal. He's well known for scoring from distance, is Peter Beadle. Burns. Tinian. And Thorpe on the run, the goalkeeper's come and has missed it. This is Tony Thorpe, 3-0. The game well and truly beyond the visitors now. And City rampant in this second half. Defence just weren't quick enough. Tinian. From Carey. Dearden's come out, he's not going to get there. This is Meechan, 4-0. Alex Meechan's second goal of his career. And in injury time, an emphatic victory now for Bristol City. Similar to the third goal, goalkeeper came and wasn't going to get there. A brilliant first half for him, but not a particularly good second one.
Their keeper did play well today, give him a lot of credit. But obviously second half we destroyed him.
Did you think it wasn't going to be your day at half-time?
Yeah, you do sometimes get to think that, but we kept going as a team and created, again, more chances in the second half, and I don't think they could hold out for much longer.
A hangover in this City performance. A little over 48 hours after their post-Wembley sore heads, they celebrated 3 points at Kenilworth Road. Brian Tinian set up the opener with a sublime pass, which was collected by Scott Murray, and with Luton keeper Ben Roberts twixt and tween, he produced a chip of which Tiger Woods would have been proud. Murray, who was one of City's best players at Wembley, obviously happy to make the keeper look like a clown. The Scot, called Scott, again linked up with Tinian 13 minutes from time to create City's second. Mickey Bell's darting run down the left was picked out to perfection. Bell for once used his right foot to finish rather than just to stand on. Someone somewhere once said that you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored, but that cliche may as well have been in Swahili as far as City were concerned, because right from the kick-off the long ball exposed the back four, although the normally reliable Billy Mercer somehow contrived to allow Gary Doherty's shot to slip through his grasp.
With their fate already sealed, they can finish as high as 8th in the second division. Yesterday they drew 2-2 with Oxford. They fell behind early on, but Alex Meechan equalised when he converted a cross from Brian Tinian. Then City took the lead thanks to Aaron Brown, but Oxford soon managed to level things up, Steve Davis scoring from close range.
It's the end of the season, it's coming to the end, and there's a bit of tiredness, and you know, these teams come. He threw virtually 8 men forward, didn't he, and just took chances at the back. We should have punished that. Even in the second half, we should have had 3 in space of about a quarter of an hour, and the game's over. Instead of that, we get a point out of it and nearly lose it.
Lua Lua may soon be a big name in more ways than one. His early goal inspired the young striker to produce celebration of the season. Bristol Rovers lost 5-4 at Layer Road this season, and Colchester looked set for a double over our clubs when Andrew Jordan was judged to have handled under pressure from Steve McGavin. The replay shows the ball did strike the young defender's arm. Whether it was intentional is much more debatable. Aaron Skelton made no mistake from the spot. 2 goals behind, and with both senior strikers sidelined, City was surely down and out. Scott Murray had other ideas. Then a dreadful start to the second half saw City go 3-1 down. Watch out for former Ipswich Town midfield player Jason Dazelle, setting up Carl Duguid for the easiest of chances. City coach Dave Burnside later claimed he was never worried. Murray's electric form on the right flank ensured a succession of chances, this one accepted by Alex Meechan. Mickey Bell was to have a big say in the final outcome, but first Murray was denied by the crossbar. Brian Tinian quickly kept the pressure on, and when the ball reached Murray again, he received some unexpected help from Colchester defender Barry Ferguson. Cue free kick specialist Bell to cap a superb City fightback that can only improve Tony Forthrop's chances of keeping the manager's job.